You're under arrest, Mr. Craig.
I tried to be on your side, Mr. Earp, but you wouldn't let me. Now I'm against you. And you ain't gonna take me.
Yes, I am, boy.
All right, then. We might as well find out right now how good I really am.
Wyatt Earp, Wyatt Earp, brave, courageous, and bold. Long live his fame, and long live his glory, and long may his story be told.
The Life and Legend of Wyatt Earp, starring Hugh O'Brien.
Before Wyatt Earp had been Marshal of Dodge City for very long, his fame had spread throughout the West. But fame, as Wyatt found out, is a coin with two sides. It is both a reward and a punishment. It brings trouble and carries responsibility. It was Wyatt Earp's fame that brought the boy Jimmy Craig to Dodge City.
Hey, Gabe, will you look at that? Hey, son, where's this gun taking you?
Like to break his leg, mightn't it?
Hey, Ed, here's a gunslinger for you.
Something on your mind, mister?
I was just wondering, son, what man it is that you're planning to use that thing on.
Your old man know you got his gun, sonny?
You trying to pick a fight with me, mister?
No, son, I'm a peaceable man.
Do you know who this is, son? That's Ed Beatty. But not even grown men pick fights with him.
I don't care who he is. He can't make fun of me.
Sonny, I think that gun's gone to your head. You better take it back where you found it.
This is my gun, and I can use it.
Yeah, I bet. Even get it out of the holster without shooting yourself, probably.
You want to try me?
I'd like to oblige you, son, but you see, I'm not wearing guns. There's law in this town. You got to check 'em. I'm a law-abiding man.
You can get 'em. I'll meet you any place you say.
You take my advice, boy. You get rid of that cannon before you get yourself hurt. I'll take that. Glad you arrived, Marshal. He's a real dangerous character.
You didn't have to laugh at him, Beatty.
Why not? It's kind of funny.
All right, go on about your business. All of you.
Don't be too hard on him, Wyatt. He probably ain't killed more than a few. He ain't hardly had time.
Wyatt. Are you Wyatt Earp?
That's right.
Gee, I'm pleased to meet you, Mr. Earp. I come all the way from Wichita to see you, riding on that old mule.
You did, huh?
Yes, sir. My name's Jim Craig.
Well, I'm mighty glad to know you, Mr. Craig. Now, what do you want to talk to me about?
Well, it's business. Can we go to your office?
All right.
Come in.
Now, what's on your mind? Besides arguing with a gunfighter.
That fella a gunfighter, too?
Two. Aren't you a little young to be a gunfighter?
What's age got to do with it? It's how good can you use a gun?
You can use this pretty good, huh?
Yes, sir. I've been practicing a whole year at home.
Where's home?
Well, like I said, Wichita. A farm right outside of town. I set up targets out behind the barn. Moved back a few feet every week.
You ever tried this on a man?
No, sir. Just targets and rabbits. But I'm not worried, Mr. Earp. I'm good. Plenty fast. Don't see how anybody could be much faster.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you, Mr. Craig, being fast is one thing, but you got to also hit what you're aiming at. I just got one little question I'd like to ask you.
Yes, sir.
Why?
Why? Well, I want to be a lawman. Like you. Just like you. I heard all about you. That's why I saved up and got the gun and started practicing. Now I'm good enough, so I come here.
Well, it's one thing being able to defend oneself if you have to. But deciding deliberately to become a gunfighter, even on the right side of the law.
You did it.
Not deliberately. Not at your age.
Mr. Earp, my mind's made up. I come here to Wichita to be one of your deputies.
Mr. Craig, I'm not a hero. I'm only doing a job that somebody has to do. It's not easy. As a matter of fact, it's kind of dangerous.
You seem to keep living.
Well, I've been lucky. But it's not a living for a boy. Now, you go on back home and grow up. You'll think better of it in a year or two.
You can't talk me out of this.
Look, this isn't a plaything. And the first time you pull this trigger against a real man, you're starting something that's never ended. Not until one of them ends it for you. You can end mighty fast for an inexperienced boy. You better try staying alive a little longer.
I'm asking, Mr. Earp, do I get the job?
No. I need men, not boys.
You want me to prove I can use a gun? You want to come outside?
You threatening me, Mr. Craig?
No. But I'm going to show you.
You fire that gun in Dodge City, boy, and you're going to go to jail.
Then we'll go outside of town.
I wouldn't hire you if you were the fastest gun I'd ever seen.
I heard you was a fair man. I'd come all the way from Wichita to show you.
All right, maybe I owe you that much. But I'm telling you right now, Mr. Craig, it's not going to change my mind. I'll pick up your shells.
Here last night. Couldn't afford the price of a hotel room.
All right, you stand over there. All right, now. Now. Pretty good. I just wanted to point out, Mr. Craig, that the single most important thing in a gunfight is not how well you shoot, but how well you face the other man's bullet.
I'll show you I can do that, too.
No, you're going on home.
You don't think I'm good enough?
Oh, I think you're too good. Shooting like that's only going to get you in trouble.
I ain't afraid of trouble.
No, you're too ready for it. Trouble will come easy.
I'll be able to handle it.
Yeah, you might get away with it a few times, get yourself a reputation. Then all the fast guns will gather like flies around honey. Sooner or later, you'll come up against one you can't beat. You take my advice, Mr. Craig, and go on home.
I had enough of that kind of advice from my pa.
Who's your pa?
His name's Hanford Craig.
If he gave you good advice, boy, you better take it.
No. I left there for good. I come here to show you, and I will.
All right, I don't care what you do as long as you don't do it in Dodge City, you understand? You stay out of Dodge with that gun.
Wyatt, looks like trouble.
What trouble?
That kid's back in town.
With his gun?
Big as life, and he's asking for Beatty.
I told him I didn't think $30 was enough for a job like that. Said I might take a chance for about 50. Well, Sonny, I thought the marshal took that hardware away from you.
You do a lot of talking, mister. Now you want to prove up?
You can see I'm still not wearing any guns.
Well, like I said before, go get 'em. I'll wait.
Look, boy, I got nothing against you. I like you. You got spunk. I'm sorry if you took my riding too hard, but let's forget all about it, and then we'll eat dinner, huh?
Are you going to get them guns?
Look, I don't fight kids. Go home to your papa before you get yourself killed.
You afraid to try yourself against a kid?
Why, you sniveling little...
I told you to stay out of Dodge with that gun. Now you're under arrest.
No!
Marshal, better keep him out of my way from now on.
You just see that you don't come looking for him.
You're going to be sorry for this.
You're not very smart, are you, Mr. Craig? You want to be a gunfighter, huh? Well, you know how to use a gun, but you don't know when to use it. Now, this morning you started to draw against a man that wasn't even armed. Tonight you tried to draw against me after I had my gun out and already in my hand. You're not going to live very long that way, Mr. Craig.
I don't need no more of your advice, Marshal.
Wow. I guess I just don't know how to handle kids.
You got to admire him, though, Wyatt. He's got spirit.
You know, it's one thing to buffalo an adult. You figure he knows what he's doing, that he had it coming, but a kid.
Yeah, it is a problem.
Well, I guess I need some help. I'm going to go send a telegram to Wichita. Maybe his father can handle him. Craig? I'm Marshal Earp.
Where's my boy? What have you done with him?
He's all right. Safe inside.
You've got no right to put my boy in jail.
He threatened to kill a man, Mr. Craig.
Don't matter. He must have had good reason for whatever he done.
Let's go inside.
Now, where is he? Let him out of there. Right now.
In a minute. But first, don't you want to hear what happened?
I'll hear it from him. I don't need to take your word.
All right, Hal. Mr. Craig, how old is Jimmy?
18? Nigh it, anyways.
You think he's old enough to be wearing a gun?
Why not? I did.
Maybe you had to in those days.
It's no different today. A boy's got to grow up fast out here.
Doesn't have to grow up to be a gunfighter.
The boy can take care of himself.
You really believe that?
I know it.
He told me you advised him against coming here.
Whatever's between him and me is no business of yours.
Well, it's business of mine if he's gunfighting in Dodge City.
Hello, boy.
Hello, Paul.
You all right?
Sure.
What happened to your head?
He buffaloed me.
You hit a boy?
If I hadn't, one of us might have been dead.
You got all the answers, ain't you?
No. The one of them I haven't got. What do you do with a boy like that, Mr. Craig?
He's a good boy.
He could be if he lives long enough.
You needn't trouble yourself about him, Marshal.
All right, I won't. But you get him out of here, out of Dodge City. You take him on back to Wichita and you keep him there.
You got my gun, Marshal.
Mr. Craig, if you got any sense at all, you'll keep this gun from him until he gets old enough not to pick a fight with everybody he meets.
Come on, Paul. And I thought you was a great man.
Come on, boy, get on.
I ain't going with you, Paul. At least not yet.
Now, look here, boy. I wasn't going to let on to him in there, but I already told you how I feel about it.
Yeah, we've been all over that. And I ain't changed my mind.
Now, Jamie, I was willing to give you a chance. I figured if you was man enough to want to try, you was man enough to do like you said. But it ain't worked out.
It will. I changed my plans some.
No. That man in there might be right. You might be biting off a chaw too big for you. Now, you better come along home for a time.
I said no. At least not till I tend to something.
What?
Well, you always said, don't allow nobody to insult us Craigs. Well, somebody did. And I got to tend to it.
Now, listen here, Jamie. Maybe you better forget it. Come along home.
No. Now, you go on. Maybe I'll catch up with you later.
Jamie, come back.
Oh, he was a young and he was headstrong, and he was out against the world all alone. And like a young he rushed in headlong and tried to be a man before he was grown. No telling what he'd do, never was a young'un so very contrary. Whatever he would do, trouble always gathered all around him and found him. He was a young'un and he was headstrong, and it was him against the world all alone.
Now you gonna get them guns?
Yeah. Up the street. Be in front of the Long Branch Saloon in 5 minutes.
Jamie, you can't do...
You stay out of this, Paul.
Jamie, you can't do this. That man will kill you.
I don't think so, Paul. Anyway, I got to now.
Something going on up there. Yeah, Craig's Williams still out there.
Marshal, you better come.
Where?
The man said in front of the Long Branch Saloon. He's gone for his guns.
Beatty. Yeah.
Marshal, Beatty's almost a professional gunfighter.
What do you think I've been trying to tell you and your boy? Come on, Hal.
No, it's Beatty. He's dead.
Never seen anything like it, Wyatt. Kid's as fast as greased lightning.
Yes, sir. He got Ed Beatty good. In a fair draw, too.
Where is he?
I don't know, Marshal.
He just put up his gun and walked away as cool as you please.
Well, Mr. Craig?
He said he could, and he did.
Do you realize what's happened now that he's killed a man?
You're meaning I'm to blame?
Maybe I do. Al?
What are you going to do?
I'm going to arrest him, Mr. Craig.
No. It was a fair fight. They said so.
Even so, you'll have to stand trial.
Don't you touch my boy. He'll kill you. You won't be took.
You'll more than likely have to kill him, Wyatt. He's pretty good. Don't take any chances.
If you hurt my boy, Earp, I'll kill you.
If I don't, somebody else sure will after this.
Who's there?
Just stay right there.
I guess maybe you'll believe me now.
You're under arrest, Mr. Craig.
What do you mean? It was a fair fight.
You have to stand trial anyway. The jury will decide.
You can't arrest me. We ain't Dodge now.
Just come along peacefully. Drop your gun.
No. I tried to be on your side, Mr. Earp, but you wouldn't let me. Now I'm against you. And you ain't gonna take me.
Yes, I am, boy.
All right, then. We might as well find out right now how good I really am.
Be all right. I'll get you to a doc. I'm sorry, boy.
Doc? Shatter the bone above the wrist. He'll pull through fine, but that wrist is going to be stiff.
Too stiff for farm work?
For farm work, no. For gunplay, yes.
Well, you got your way, Marshal.
Yeah, and you're still living, boy.
Marshal.
You said something about killing me, Mr. Craig.
No. I was wrong. I guess maybe I even ought to thank you. But I can't.
I know.
up the country, the old Wild West country. He made law and order prevail, and none can deny it. The legend of Wyatt forever will live on the trail. Oh, Wyatt Earp,